Good morning, afternoon or evening, ladies and gentlemen, Allincrypto here, and welcome back, guys, for what is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily market update. And we have a hell of a lot to get into in this update. We're going to be starting the video off by doing what we typically do on a Monday, which is looking at CoinShares digital asset fund flows. Now, this is rather interesting. We like to do this on a Monday to show you what the sort of funds, the crypto-related funds, are doing in regards to inflows and outflows. Then we're going to be diving over to some pretty substantial news in regards to the $16 billion that is owed to FTX creditors. There has been news over the past 24 hours that they are going to start to receive that $16 billion in Q4. Now, this has raised a lot of questions. I don't think this is going to be as bad as people are making it out to be, because a lot of the people that were involved in FTX, including many friends that I have that lost 6-7 figures in it, are very much into the cryptocurrency space and likely going to be hanging on to the funds that they're going to be getting credited from the whole FTX collapse that the SEC did absolutely nothing to protect consumers from. Then we're going to be talking in relation to the SEC about how Ripple is about to settle with the SEC in the next 3 days. They are set to pay a $125 million fine, way down from the $2 billion fine that the SEC was essentially originally charging them, in the next 3 days. Now, I want to talk a little bit about XRP because it's kind of like Marmite. In the crypto space, you either love or you hate it. And I think there's a lot of people that love it. And there's quite a few people out there that use the fact that it is, and it is a fact, it's been one of the worst performing cryptocurrency assets since 2017 in the space. In fact, it largely missed out on the last bull market due to the actions of the SEC. However, don't let the reasons for you not paying attention to be because it hasn't done anything yet. There are plenty of examples of technologies out there that consolidated for a period similar or longer to XRP that went on to become some of the largest companies in the world, and some companies that facilitated technologies that ultimately impact all our lives. I think Ripple and thus XRP are on a similar trajectory. Of course, the important thing for us is technically what the charts are setting up. We haven't been covering XRP for 8 years. My first time buying XRP was in 2018. I think it was about 6 cents. It's largely underperformed. Everybody knows that. But I think it is about to overperform a lot of the cryptocurrency space due to its real-world involvement. We'll be looking at a comment from Stuart Aldultry in regards to crypto asset securities, which the SEC keeps throwing around everywhere, being nowhere to be found in any statutes. Also, Ripple now programming their XRP ledger to facilitate smart contracts. I'll also show you that regardless of your biases, XRP is one of the most held assets behind Solana in regards to institutions, and we see continuous accumulation of it. We'll be looking at the technical pattern that we have, giving us that $19.27 price prediction that we believe. I certainly hold XRP for that. XRP is a position of mind. I have around about 20 different cryptocurrencies, probably even a little bit more than that, and lots of sort of crypto-related stocks. And then we're going to be finishing the video off talking about the video that we did yesterday in regards to a Bitcoin price prediction and how they're potentially, we're certainly going to show you the trajectory that Bitcoin is on. Remember, we still have that inverse head and shoulders target, a bull flag that sees it go well into the sort of mid 100K, so 151K in regards to the inverse head and shoulders, 130K in regards to the bull flag. There's also potentially a cup and handle that's setting up, and we'll show you many of examples of other stocks that did the exact same thing that Bitcoin may be about to do. And if that is to play out, you could potentially be seeing a $309,000 Bitcoin price. It is coming, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to higher prices. Whether it gets to 309,000 yet is still to be seen. Remember, you've got to take the high, but we're going to be covering it nevertheless. So this indeed is going to be a jam-packed one. Let's start the video off by looking at CoinShares' volume 198 digital asset fund flows weekly report. Stronger macro data prompts a downturn in sentiment with $305 million in outflows. And you can see these are their quick takeaways. Digital asset investment products saw outflows totaling $305 last week, with widespread negative sentiment evident across various providers and regions. The negative sentiment was focused on Bitcoin, seeing $319 million in outflows. Short Bitcoin investment products saw a second consecutive week of inflows at 4.4 million. Ethereum saw outflows of 5.7. There's still that GBTC or GETH thing going on, with the conversion obviously from a trust to a fund, while trading volume stagnated, reaching only 15% of the levels seen during the US ETF last week. Despite that, however, Multi-asset projects saw inflows. So the big ones, of course, Ethereum and Bitcoin really weighing down the space. Solana saw inflows. Multi-asset products saw inflows. We've looked at ETPs. Remember, we've got real good price predictions for those. Binance saw inflows. Litecoin saw inflows. XRP stagnant. Short Bitcoin products inflows. Cardano and others. So despite the outflows from the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF, we did see inflows, notably into miners, specifically investment products, which is rather interesting. We like to sort of cover this every Monday just to give you a kind of idea, if you will, in regards to how perhaps larger money is positioning. Let's talk about the FTX news that came out over the past 24 hours. So the news is that $16 billion will be returning to creditors starting in Q4 2025. Now, is this bullish? Is this bearish? How are the funds being returned? You know, are they in the form of the crypto assets? Are they in the form of USDC? There's a lot to be answered. If they're in the form of more currency, I think that's a very bullish event. That's a lot of money that is likely a good chunk of it is going to flow back into the crypto space. If it's in actual cryptocurrencies, I think you've got a lot of sort of long-term believers in crypto that were wrapped up in the whole FTX debacle, and a lot of them actually will be up on their positions at this point. Certainly in regards to those Solana positions that it had a hell of a lot of. Obviously, the FTT token is no more. FTT wasn't one that we got or were fortunate enough to short. Luna was, of course. We were very famous for making that short back in 2022. However, we shall keep you up to date on this and see how this plays out. So this is set to take place in Q4, so the last quarter of this year. Typically, seasonality-wise, you know, September's not a great month for Bitcoin. I think it's largely going to be a sideways one, a bit of a stagnant one. Perhaps we start to climb out, ready for October, November. The best performing months in the year for assets, generally, certainly crypto. But we shall keep you up to date on this. Now, I want to talk about Ripple and XRP. Leave your biases at the door, ladies and gentlemen. It's like Marmite. Anybody that's familiar with, you know, I personally like Marmite, by the way. Certainly on toast or crumpets, even better. True Englishman, I guess. XRP is very much like Marmite. People either love or hate it, but we think it's going to do exceptionally well. And the reasons we think it's going to do well is because of technically what is setting up. So we believe this is a technical pattern. We've seen many people identify this. We don't think many know how to actually know what it is or how to predict where it's going to go. We obviously believe we do, and we think a $19.27 is on the horizon. You're very much setting up in a broader manner to what you did over here. I've seen people just overlay these percentages. It's not going to happen, guys, I'm afraid, but we do think it's going to do well. And when you look into XRP, so we've got this great technical reason to be bullish on it. When you look into it, I actually think it stands one of the best chances in the shortest time frame of actually being and seeing real world interaction and usage. There are hundreds and hundreds of banks out there that are exploring XRP as a bridge asset. They also recently announced, we'll get onto the news in just a second, Ripple is on the ground this week in Korea and Japan, starting off a few key announcements. It talks about the kind of interaction of, or the implementation, I should say, of enhancing their XRP ledger with smart contracts. In regards to tokenization, XRP was always designed to be the kind of rails that certainly the Forex market, but now I think more broadly, tokenized assets are going to run on. And certainly when Ripple becomes a public company, I think they're going to become a unicorn stock that is going to enable the US's global position. But the news, probably more importantly, is on the back end of what stifled XRP in the last bull market. And that is that they're going to settle at $125 million, the SEC fine, within 3 days. It's bullish news, guys. A quick sort of pivot was Stuart Adultery posted something very interesting yesterday, the chief legal officer over at Ripple. The term crypto asset, which the SEC throws around everywhere, they're even calling NFTs securities now, which is insane, is nowhere to be found in any statute. It's a fabricated term with no legal bias. The SEC needs to stop trying to deceive judges by using it. And in regards to comments, we always get comments that are, you know, XRP is never going to do anything. Well, there's a lot of banks out there that think it will. And if you look at, this was Ernst & Young's survey across 277, some of them the largest sort of institutional investment funds in the world. XRP is very much the fourth largest asset that they hold. And in regards to actual use cases, A lot of people do believe liquidity providing is one of the biggest use cases for crypto. And I think XRP is very much going to play that role, and thus Ripple as a company. So we are very bullish on XRP. We think it's going to do exceptionally well. We understand why the frustration in regards to it. However, don't let, because something's not done something previously, be the reason for it not to do something into the future. Now, we speak a lot about what we think is coming for Bitcoin. Yesterday, because we haven't done one in a while since we're in the sort of 20K range, we did a kind of updated specific Bitcoin price prediction video where we looked at the macro reasons why we think crypto is going to do well. We looked at the more sort of fundamental reasons why we thought it was going to do well. And we look at, of course, the technical reasons why we think it's going to do well. And we speak about miners and how they're all pointing in the same direction. It very much paints a very positive picture for certainly Bitcoin. And we very much believe that is the case. So we've spoken about this broader head and shoulders that sees you go to 151K. We also spoke about a potential bull flag. And we've spoken about the accumulation we've seen from large Bitcoin accounts during this kind of pullback period. There's been a real acceleration. We spoke about that yesterday. There is the potential for an inverse head and shoulders. We always said when you run into a key level of significance, like a prior all-time high, it's a branch above your head, you're going to consolidate around it and likely set up that broader continuation. We saw a very similar thing in the exact same manner for Vanex Semiconductors, which got very close to the projected cup and handle target. You can see this is super microcomputer, again, running to highs, consolidation, before continuation. Microsoft was a great stock for us that we were calling. And of course, you see a similar thing in gold. This is very textbook what we're seeing for Bitcoin that ultimately is going to lead to that broader continuation. I think when this takes the high and confirms a broader uptrend, and it will likely do it on momentum, which is typically how you take a key level, the altcoin market is really going to be unleashed. Altcoins are exactly where they should be, ladies and gentlemen. If this is to play out, you're going to see a $309,000, if it's to play out, Bitcoin price, which aligns with everything else that we're looking at. Certainly, the technical patterns that we have in the more short to medium term very much are going to take it in that direction. So I think there's this amazing opportunity ahead of us, guys. It's just a case of being in it to win it, being able to stomach the volatility and becoming the victors of tomorrow, which is what we try and help people do on this channel. Remember, nothing we say or do is financial advice. And on that note, I'm going to love and leave you. No evening video tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because I am traveling. On that note, I'm going to see you all in the next one, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next.